Hi friends, do you want to install MySQL in Windows without using installer? Then this video is for you. In this video, we will see how to install MySQL manually using portable zip archive. It's very simple to install MySQL. It takes only 4 to 5 steps to bring up MySQL using this approach. Agenda is pretty simple. At first we will see the steps to install MySQL theoretically, followed by the demo. Now let's look into the first section, steps to install MySQL. So first step, download the zip archive from MySQL website, copy and paste in the desired location and unzip it. So now the unzipped folder is the installation directory of MySQL. The next step is an optional step. It's about creating options file my.ini in the installation directory. MySQL, when it starts up, it looks for this file in cln/windows, which is the Windows root directory, or in the installation directory, so where we have unzipped the archive, right? So in that directory it will look. We can mention the configurations for MySQL in this file. So during startup it looks for those configuration file, and then it uses those configurations while starting up. Say for example, right, if you want to store the data, that is the schema and table data, in a separate directory rather than in the installation directory, so you can mention the path, and MySQL, when it creates the schema or stores the data, it stores in that particular directory. Right? You can mention all those details in this my.ini file. See, there is another way also to provide those configuration parameters, that is, while starting the MySQL you can give it in the command line, but if you have a lot of parameters, it's very difficult to provide this command line parameters every time when you're starting it. That's where this my.ini file comes handy, where you can mention all those configuration parameters in this file, and MySQL will take it up during its startup. Third step is to initialize data directory using command mysql d -initialize -insecure. In this step, MySQL creates data directory and creates initial schema and tables. We are using -initialize -insecure. So MySQL creates a root username with no password. We can also use the command -initialize. In that case, it creates a random password for root user account. It also prints that random password in the console, which we need to note it down to log in to the root user account for the first time. The fourth step is to log in and reset the password for root user account. So we use MySQL -new root -skip password. Since we have not set the password in the third step, you have to use -skip password to log into the root account. After logging in, we can use alter user command to set the new password for the root account. Last and final step is an optional step, that is to register MySQL as Windows service. This step requires a Windows account with admin rights. First of all, let's see why we need to register the MySQL as Windows service. Right? It's also possible to run MySQL from command prompt, but the only drawback with this approach is, like, MySQL will shut down or it will be stopped if you close the command prompt. It's an ideal approach to run the MySQL in a developer's laptop, but not to run the database in a production in this approach, right? So think about the scenario. Right? You start the MySQL from the command prompt, but when you close your remote desktop or your account gets logged off, your database stops working. Since database being the backbone of any application, it has to run continuously. Right? So that is when you need to register the MySQL as Windows service, so that the MySQL process will be running continuously in the background. Again, here there are two approaches where you can register the service, which will start and stop automatically on Windows start and stop. So you have to use -install to register it. The second approach is to manually start the service and stop the service. So if you need this approach, then you need to use -install -manual command. Once you register as a service using this command, you can use se start MySQL and se stop MySQL to start and stop the service. Finally, in any case you want to delete the registered Windows service, you can use se delete MySQL. Now we are entering into the interesting section of the video, that's demo. So first, let us download the MySQL zip archive from MySQL website. So you can go here and then you can download the zip archive from this location. So if you have an Oracle web account, you can just log in or you can sign up. If you want to download without doing that, you can just click this link. So I used this link and downloaded the archive. So this is the archive. So now you can unzip the archive, and this is our MySQL installation directory. You can see here there is no data directory here, right? So before initializing the data directory, so let me show you a sample my.ini file, which is an options file. So you can see here right now we are not going to change the data directory, but in case if the data directory should be in a different folder structures, you can provide that folder location here, but for our case the installation directory and the data directory will be the same, so we really no need this my.ini file. So now let's go to the next step to initialize the data directory. I'm in the bin directory of MySQL, and now I'm providing the command to initialize the data directory. Initialize hyphen msyql, right? We have seen this command. It creates the data directory. So now you can see that the data directory is created. Once the command is completed, let's see the directory. So you can see the files required for initial schema and tables are created. So let us start the MySQL server. So the command to start the MySQL server is MySQL d -- console. You can use this option so that it prints the logs in the console, and you can see if there are any error. Well, starting it looks like there are no errors, and the MySQL is running in the port number 3306. Let's go to another terminal. I need to go to the installation directory, the installations bin directory, so that I can give the command. But in case if you want to run this command from anywhere, you need to put this bin directory into the Windows path, so that you can run the command from any other directories, right? So now let us go and try to log in to the root user, right? So MySQL -u root, and there is no password, so we have to give skip password option, right? And we are able to successfully log in using the root account. Now we are in the prompt, right? Now let us use alter user command to set the password for root user. So it is a bad idea to keep the root account without password, so we have to change it. Identified by, so I'm using a test pass as then password here. Now it has run successfully. Now let's exit and try to log in. So now if you try to log in with -- skip password option, it should throw error. So as expected, it threw an error. So now let us use -p to enter the password. So you just give -p, and then you can also type the password here, but if somebody looks into it, they might know the password. So better give -p and then press enter. It will prompt for password. This time you enter the password, right? So we have successfully logged in to the MySQL user account. Now let us see how to install MySQL as Windows services. First, let me exit the account and shut down the database. So we have to use MySQL admin -u root and shut down command. Okay, enter the password. So now it would have shut down our database. Now our database is shut down. Now let us provide the command to register it as a manual service. Remember to open the command prompt with admin right, else the command would fail, right? So I am now opening the command prompt with admin rights. Now I have opened this command prompt with admin right. Let me go to bin folder. Now I am providing the command MySQL d -install -manual, right? So you can also optionally provide the service name here, whichever the service name you wanted, else a default service name of MySQL will be used. Okay? I'm providing this command. Now service successfully installed. I am able to see the same in my service. Let me start the service. SC start demo MySQL. Now the service is started. Let me try to log in to MySQL using root account, right? See, I'm able to successfully log in to the MySQL, right? So that's all the steps required to register it as a service. Now let me stop the service using SC stop demo MySQL. So I'm able to stop the service, and we can delete the service using se delete. Now the service is deleted successfully, and I'm able to see that it is deleted in my services window also. That's all for this video. I hope you like this video. If you really like the content, please like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe my channel. Thanks a lot, and see you soon in another video.